Evening. Well, it is where I am anyway. Right, I'll show you where I'm at. I haven't been recording much. In fact, I don't even know what the last thing that I was doing that I was recording, but there's definitely been some changes, so I'm going to give you an update. The chassis is painted black, back and front. Door checks, engine bay, left a little bit. I haven't done the pillars yet. There's stuff still to do, but all the stuff underneath the lower part of the kit is done. Doors are on, obviously. Side skirts are fitted up just so we can start looking at that alignment. It's got a new bracket on the front, not the prototype one that's holding everything on. It's not bolted up, but everything's just kind of sat on to start positioning things up because I've still got alterations to make on the side skirts. Now, I'd started on the mould for to make the part for the roof, which was going to be the only bit that I was going to have to recreate, but because it was going to have my side skirts. Now I'm probably just going to pop in a set of side skirts out of the mould because I need to take moulds of the side skirts. But something else has come up as well. Jonathan says to us, "Did you not make some major changes to that roof after you moulded it?" I was like, "Ah, man, I did." Remember, when I had it all built up, coming close to it being done, I realised that this side of the roof was slightly low. The gap in the vent was slightly bigger at this side than at that side, and it was kind of down about there. But I think I also made some changes here because I spent a lot of time getting the line of the door rubber to meet perfectly with that, so you had like a cross of lines meeting there. Both sides I had to do that. So that means, that was a lot of work that. So that means what I'm going to have to do is take a mould of this roof, which means that I need to take the back window out of it, which might kill it. But there's another thing. With hindsight, we wished to have done something different in this corner because that's where the hard top would normally bolt onto, that bolt hole there. This was sitting up on there because of the way it had moulded. I hadn't really planned on incorporating that bit. Don't know why, but it was just some more off front. Anyway, because of the way it was built up underneath, because of the thickness of the fiberglass, when I come to put it on the top, because we could have used that, I didn't plan to, but we could have, it was lifting everything up because of the thickness of the fiberglass on the back side of it, if that makes sense. So it was chucking everything out of line. So by cutting those corners off, I was able to get it to sit down properly. That's why that line's there, and then it's bonded around there. But I'm going to make it so that it will pick up those bolt points, and the way I'm going to have to do it is by using this stuff. So this is like a sheet of sticky back wax. So how it's flexible and pliable. So you stick that onto this area here and form it to the shape, which essentially takes up the thickness of what the fiberglass will be. So when I mould it, it'll be that shape but slightly bigger. So when I make the part, it'll be that shape and fit directly over the top of that, therefore being able to bolt it down on the corners and use the pickup points as well. So I'm going to take the opportunity to do that while I'm taking a mould off this, which is a pretty major job. It's probably going to put us back a little bit, to be honest with you, to take these off to Jonathan, because these are the prototype hinges that now need, he needs a pattern of these now. So I'll take them over to Jonathan. That's the bulkhead connector, which they're all going to need a bulkhead connector because of wiring. That's the wiring for the backlights for the clam, and obviously it needs to lift up, so that's the best place to do it from. So they're all going to need a bulkhead connector for the harness. And that's where I think best to put it. It's reasonably protected from the weather, and obviously it's waterproof anyway. So I'm going to have to create a little box on top of that, so that obviously, because it's going to end up in the mould, that's going to end up in the mould. I'm not going to cut it out. I'll have to cut the window out because I need the ledge where the window sits for anybody to fit a window in, so I can't just mould over the top of that. I could see that breaking, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm going to have to take a mould of this whole roof. There was days and days and days worth of work in it that after the last mould, I clean forgot about it. It just wouldn't work. I'd have to do all that work to Paul's car if I used the part that I was making out of that other mould. So I've just aborted that, and now I'm on to doing this, and then getting this ready for moulding at the same time as the engine's about to be coming out of it. That was the That was the plan, because this other motor, the 18T, sat here. What a mess of pipes and stuff like that. I hope a lot of that gets deleted or rerouted or something, I don't know, but it's absolute chaos. Apparently I still need to get like a 4-wheel drive transfer box or something like that. I'm not too sure what I need to get, but I know that their kit, the Stavtech kit, uses, it's something here, uses the 4-wheel drive one because they use the pickup mounts. It's not 4-wheel drive, but they use the pickup mounts for the transfer box. So yeah, this is a hold up. So I'm gonna have to get on and get this done and get a mould of it. So I've got a lot more moulding and new parts to do than I was expecting. So yeah, better bash on. So I've got some tape. I'm gonna tape over and make a template first, just so I get the shape of it, and then I'm not like wasting the wax, because I actually got the wax for doing the window frame, the A-pillar trims, which cover over the roof joint, and I want to make them in carbon fibre, but obviously if I make a mould of them, then I can make them either fiberglass or carbon fibre. So that's what I originally got it for. So anyway, I'm going to tape this up. It just needs to come. I'm just wondering what line I'm going to take. It's probably going to be there, but it's going to come round there as well. Come straight across there and then down to there. Pen. Did I pick up a pen? I did. I've got 2 different thicknesses. I think that's like 2mm and 1mm. Need to go and get some cutting tools. Right, so I've just warmed that up with the hot air gun just to soften it a bit. Could do with a better knife for this. The blade's good, but quite a bit of pressure to cut it. Like I could do with a handle. I'm guessing it'll kind of peel out, you know, like sort of break at the edge, you know, even if it's not cut right the way through. Yeah, it makes a crummy edge though, that's not good. Actually, scissors might be the boy for this. I'll try scissors on the other side. Feels like a deep cut, but it doesn't feel like it's all the way through. There we go. Cool. The back edges come off it a little bit, so it crumbles at the edge if you don't cut right the way through. That's not even going to stick there now anyway, but yeah, see how it's lost the back, which isn't good because it's also lost its sticky. We'll have a go. Well, Jonathan says you can work it, and then obviously you can melt the edge or shave the edge, or it's even squidging down. That's it. Obviously I want the tape off, but that's even better. So note to self, don't squidge it on with the tape on, because it puts loads of marks in it. I'm literally blending that in with my finger like it's, yeah, this is interesting stuff. You do all sorts with this. And I'd only just discovered the joys of, you can even get it to go shiny. So I was messing on with plasticine the other day and discovered I could use it for shapes for moulds, or rather tidying shapes up, filling in pinholes and that. But this stuff, yeah, there's all sorts of applications. Might have to put a little bit in there, but I guess you can add to it and, you know, melt another bit to the, actually it kind of moves as well. You can extract a bit from another area. It was Jonathan that told us about this stuff for doing the front. I'd never heard of it. I mean, imagine if I had to do this with filler and fill it and sand it and fill it and sand it, and I mean, it's like, yeah, it's just super formable, but then goes hard quite quickly. Obviously you've got time to work with it, and I guess if you know, got right into these edges, you could probably fully melt the wax and get a perfect blend. At the very worst, you're gonna have just a slight bit of sanding in your mould to do to fix the edge. So it needs a little bit of smoothing off. Now you can see where that's going. You see, that'll be part of the roof mould, or certainly part of the inside of it. It's relatively smooth, but it's still going to be shaped, you know. You're going to see that shape from the other side as well. It's all right though. It's it's well out the way, because obviously that's sitting inside the vent inside the clam. But it'll make for a better fit anyway, that's the main thing. I'm going to have a go at the front one. Scissor test. I should maybe still heat it up. Yeah, I'm going to heat it up. Of course I can't use scissors because I'm left-handed, so I'm fighting a losing battle. Yeah, that works. Bit messy, I like. There we go. Just got to stick it on. Ah, bollocks. I've left the plastic on again, I left the tape on again, didn't I? Got carried away with myself. Just puts all the tape marks in it, that's all. It's not as bad as the last one. The last one was covered in crumpled up bits. And obviously the edges will trim up as well. That stuff's ace, like. Get the heat gun, blend the corners in. Edges. And there'll probably be, well, there's bound to be tools that'll, you know, craft type tools for sculpting this stuff. You could make all sorts. Because obviously you need like something quite firm to be able to take a mould of it. And you can build it up in layers as well. I'm going to put just go and get the blade and this little offcut. I'm just thinking that bit there. It even breaks. You can see how brittle it goes. Just wondering, because there's a bit of an edge here. Right, so if I heat that up, it's almost the same shape. The sticky seems to go stickier, and then if I bend that up into there, then it becomes the same shape. I've got quite a step down here. I'm going to end up putting some more in, I think. Right, so I've created quite a high spot there with trying to fill in this low spot here. I'm going to put that there. Now I'm guessing this is going to work the way we're all thinking this is going to work. Definitely feel like I need some sort of tools, sculpting tools. In certain areas, obviously it's awkward to get your fingers in. And with the way this works, if you were to like put like a lot of slow heat on it there, so it got like right into it. But if you wanted to just work the very surface and not have it super squidging about, you could just get it really hot really quick and just work the very top layer. I use a stuff like, it's called thermoformable plastic. It's like a plastic that you heat and shape. But this is a little bit like it, but not. And it's cold. It's the plastic goes really quite hard, and I use that for messing on making shapes for prototype tattoo machine grips and stuff. And I've always thought that was really handy stuff. I've made all sorts with it. This is almost like another version of that. Obviously you've still got a lot of messing on to do. I'm saying it saves time with the filler and that, but you know, there's still work to be done. Got quite a step there, so I want to put a bit in there. I'll have to check what the other side's like. And I've only got a little square. Let's go and cut some. So you can push it off the glue backing, and it'll stick to itself, you know, to the underneath layer, which obviously is the same stuff. Just taking that little step out. It's always going to have a shape in it, but it was just a bit severe. Definitely need some special tools for working with this though, to get it good. Like now that like just about liquefied there, well it did on the surface for a very brief second. So it kind of goes from soft to hard quite quick. Shapes there, it's just got some edges on the teaspoon or something would probably do it. As far as the tool's concerned, I'm well happy with that. Still a little bit sorting out to do. I'll have a go with the spoon. But what a fantastic product. Just a little bit more on there. I'm going to take a bit off here. Matches the other side better. Cutting that bit off. I guess if you're using, you know, like the little tiny blowtorch lighter type things. I've got one over there. You could get a lot of heat in a very specific area as well, you know, to the point of melting it, if that's what you needed to do without even really heating the other bits around it. I mean, obviously this is all hand shaped. If I do it with some sort of a tool, I'll be able to get a better finish, I would imagine, smoothed out. So I'll mess on with it, but at the same time I can just go into the mould and get the mould a quick sand, and yeah, that's the trick. Just get the surface really hot, melting, and it blends pretty easy, but obviously then it puts more marks in. It almost goes like chewing gum. And I wonder if, like, giving it a heat like that, so like the surface pretty much melts, I wonder if that kind of works for like finishing, you know, to give it a glaze. It does look like it'll sort of polish anyway, like, but you know, if I melt the full surface, will it just end up a consistent sort of shiny? Cool. Just a bit of smoothing off and they'll be ready to rock. So that's where I've got to with that one. It's got a bit of masking tape stuck in it. Still got a bit of smoothing out to do, but that was quite good fun. The other side's at a similar stage, but not quite as far. Just needs the edge, you see these edges. But using the little lighter like that, like melts it hang on a minute, I'm not even looking. Like that, it melts just a small area really quickly, and yeah, it's another way of working it. So yeah, chuffed with those. So I'm masking this up, getting ready for taking the mould. Can't see a thing I'm doing, can you? Come over here. Going right up to the front of the roof, which has been easier this time because there's a seam of sealer right the way along it. So obviously we don't want anything getting down into the window rubber. Oh no, I need to take this carbon off. Otherwise we'll have a carbon imprint on the corner of the roof mould. So I'm just going around with the foil tape because this will essentially form a fence on my mould, so the fiberglass will come right over this. If I use normal tape, it just goes right the way through it, just soaks through it, so this gives a much better result and less chance of getting it everywhere. I've got a couple of little polish issues, you know, when it's been polished, built up bits in places and it's causing things not to stick. I've not been recording much, I've just been getting on, but used that plastic stuff to make all the fences, obviously masked it all up. So I'll have a much bigger edge on this mould as well. Still need to get that rear window out. I've cut around the edge. I'm going to see if I can get some wire through it, but it's bonded right, like, you know, 20 mil, right the way around. So I don't know. But anyway, everything's plasticined up, all the sharp edges and whatnot. And a couple more coats of wax. It's got a coat of wax on it now. I'll put 4 on it and then thereabouts, and then I can get a mould of the top and then I'll do the back, and I'm thinking I might do the back in just one piece instead of it having add another piece under there, but I'm thinking it could potentially be, I don't know, it might be easier just to make, you know, because that's an awkward place to fiberglass, so we'll see. Anyway, it's me for tonight.